Hello and welcome to episode 516 of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple, actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, as somebody that teaches people how to sell, and I have a lot of experience in sales and selling and training and coaching and all this kind of stuff, I often get clustered in with the bad people. And I have to point out that even though I teach people how to sell and I specialize in sales and selling, I'm not into persuasion, pushing people, coercing them, forcing them to do things they don't want to do, or manipulating them. And that's the title of today's podcast episode. Messaging is not manipulation. Messaging is not manipulation. When it comes to creating a clear sales message, there's a couple of things we want to do. So the definition of a clear sales message is it's the most concise and commercially viable articulation of your offering. The most concise and commercially viable articulation of your offering. Concise speaks for itself. It's short and easy to say and easy to read, but commercially viable, what does that mean? Well, commercially viable means a couple of things. It means, first of all, that your buyer is actually going to understand what you're saying to them. So mechanically and structurally, they're going to understand the words that you're saying to them and what that might mean for them. And the second part of that is actually being relevant to the circumstances. So we're going to be referencing pain points, trigger points, emotions, things like that, that's going to get them to understand, oh, this is for me, or oh, this is not for me. And this is where some people might think that messaging is a form of manipulation, because we're just saying what our buyers want to hear in order for them to buy. There's some truth to that, but what your buyer wants to hear is, hey, do you have problem X? Oh, you do? Well, we solve it with amazing service Y. You should buy this if you'd like to solve problem X. That's all it is. It's just connecting. You don't have to have a game show voice. It's just connecting the dots. I can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do, and neither can you. And even if you could, and you kind of bamboozle somebody into buying from you, there's such a thing as buyer's remorse, and also your reputation. You don't want to get a reputation for somebody that forces people to buy things that they don't want to buy. I had a really good client of mine, Ed, worked with him for a long time. A great phrase that he used himself with no help from me, but I'd love to be able to claim it, but I can't. And it was this: I'm not going to sell you a gym membership you're not going to use. I'm not going to sell you a gym membership you're not going to use. I thought it's a really, really nice line to explain his approach to things. We only want to serve people where we can truly help them. We don't want to railroad them. So messaging is not manipulation. It's about having the most concise and commercially viable articulation of your offering. And when it comes to commercially viable, it's all about, does your buyer understand it? And does your buyer connect with it? So we're going to talk about emotions and trigger points and real world human-y things, but we can't push anybody to do something or buy something they don't really want to buy, nor should we try to. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Tomorrow, as I check my notes, in episode 517, we need to start making a claim. Let's make a claim tomorrow. I'll tell you how to do it. We'll work on one together. We'll try and do it in like 3 to 5 minutes or less, as per usual. So it'll be a very concise episode as per usual. But tomorrow we're going to talk about making claims. Are you making claims in your offering? Let's cover that tomorrow. Thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you can keep up with my 2 times audiobook speed way that I talk. Hopefully you're catching everything I say. Thank you for listening or watching. I'll catch you tomorrow for another fast-paced edition of the Daily Sales Message.